All right, what's up, guys? Derek here with Two Guys Build a Biz. I'm about to go live in the inner circle, but I want to kick off a call with a new student. His name is Joe. He's a college student. He's got a military background, and he's thinking about, should I quit, drop out of college, go full time, or keep this as a side hustle? Are you talking about, like, should I drop out or should I?
Yes.
I mean, that's a tough question. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is you could really do both. You know, both options will work for you. I mean, if you are getting your tuition paid for right now, it's probably not a bad idea for you to continue on that path and then just have your business on the side.
Business and move forward with that. So now I'm out and I'm in school right now, and like always crossed my mind to just like, should I just go, at least try it and see what happens, or if I like it or not. And then I came across your guys' course from a couple articles saying like how your guys' course was like top notch and explained like everything, and that's really what I was looking for, was have everything like explained, or like not like everything, but like the main like issues that you could come across, going through with starting a marketing agency.
Totally. Yeah. And
I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we kind of had a similar experience.
Or to your guys, like just like learning everything is pretty awesome, and to see it like come up.
Yep. Yeah, we had a pretty similar experience, like back in 2016, 2017, started finding out more about this type of business, and I was working full-time as a sales rep at it was called Fine Law, and we sold digital marketing to lawyers, and it just made sense. I started looking at the margins for our company, and it was like, all right, you're charging this much and you're spending this much on ad spend. It just like made sense, like that I just needed to figure out this information for myself. I was already selling it, and always had that entrepreneurial itch and something that I always wanted to do, but it always felt like I had to have a bunch of capital or a bunch of money to invest in like a store or a business, and starting a service-based brand was just a foreign concept to me. Wasn't something I really considered, and once we dived into it, it was basically to the date 3 years ago we formed our LLC. Basically went through the operational section like you did in the course, and 2 weeks later we reached out to, it was like a printing company a couple states away. They're in Detroit, and we landed a $2,500 a month client, and it just kind of completely changed my mentality of what could be done, because if you keep that person for a year, that's 30 grand that happened over a phone call. Whereas, I was making a good living. Like I said, I was making over six figures, but every year you start over from zero, as a sales rep. You're building up your commissions. Just like this time of year, we're going from 2019 to 2020. Everybody's packing in the deals, trying to get as much commission as they can. And at the end of the year, you're starting back over from scratch. You really have no equity in the company. You have no monthly recurring revenue. It's just as hard. You hustle as hard as you can, and then as soon as you stop, there's no residual business. So what was so intriguing to me is I could work as hard as I already was, selling, getting clients, but I would be getting paid every single month. Obviously there's a lot of work that goes into keeping the clients, making sure they're happy, providing results, but it's significantly less than just like hustling and selling every day. Things that you don't necessarily care about, so I've really enjoyed this process so far, and David and I were actually, for our like 3-year business anniversary, we're taking the ladies to Jamaica, and we're gonna have a kind of a good time and celebrate here the day after Thanksgiving, so that'll be super fun, and kind of just like a surreal moment to just think like, we're basically in the same position you're in now, and with this information that you have, you can really jump cut that whole process. Things like just basic stuff, making sure you have payroll, setting up your retirement, like all these things that took us forever to figure out. We had to hire CPAs. Is just like in the first blip of the course, and then everything else is stuff you can learn. I don't know if you've gone through all the fulfillment stuff, but we're updating some of the modules. I just added a Snapchat module. David did a Reddit module. And then we're going to be adding some other platforms too. So you'll definitely be equipped as like, what I really want is for people that go through this course to have their business set up. The whole foundation is created. They can sell, they can create proposals at will, and fulfill services as like a media consultant or like a media buyer. So a lot of courses just give you the Facebook ad stuff, which is awesome. But I want you to be able to go into a company and beat these bigger organizations and these bigger marketing agencies, because you're not trying to fit them into a package. You're actually just coming to them as a consultant, finding out their goals, their problems, and then giving them a solution that isn't platform dedicated. You're platform agnostic. We could advertise on Google, YouTube, whatever. Whatever's going to give them the best results, and that's what's going to separate you from all these other big agencies that have scaled up to the point where they only offer, some core services, and they're just trying to fit all these businesses into that vertical. So that's where you can really differentiate yourself as a small, young startup, basically, because you can be nimble, quick, you can do multiple things that some of these agencies just can't handle, basically.
Right. So a more like a tailored approach for like each individual client.
Yeah.
It's like customized, I guess.
And eventually, just how your business will evolve and mature is you'll start out that way. You'll get a lot of what we call opportunistic business, and you'll start to see patterns of things that are taking up a lot of your time and things that are not taking up a lot of your time. And then you're going to find out, okay, what's taking up all my time and giving me the least amount of money or the least amount of return? And then what are the things that I'm spending very little time on and are extremely profitable? And then you'll start to hone in, niche down, grow, scale by going after more of those types of businesses and services. But until then, it's really good to just taste different industries, different businesses, and really just work with people you can help, businesses you like to work with. You can be flexible, and then as you get further into like the scaling aspects of the course and things like that, that's when you really want to niche down and start focusing on the things that really give you the biggest bang for your buck. But in the beginning, we always recommend for people to take a more generalist approach, unless you come into this with a ton of experience in one segment and it just makes total sense. Like, I've talked to some people that have gotten into SMMA, but their entire career has been spent as a chef, and they know the ins and outs of the restaurant. They've managed restaurants. Why not make that your niche? That makes sense. But for someone that doesn't have like an extreme background like that, it's good to just be general, figure out what you like, what resonates with you, because at the end of the day, it's your business, and you want this to make you happy, give you freedom, flexibility, not tie you down and have you do things you don't like doing. That's kind of the point of entrepreneurship in my mind.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I don't know. Are you on the like the inner circle group yet, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I joined up I think Tuesday.
Okay, awesome. Because I know that we're going to be actually going live here in like 5 minutes in that group. So I know we scheduled it pretty close to this, so I'm happy to jump on like another call to go a little bit deeper. But do you have any like questions for me that I could potentially answer in the next 5 minutes? Otherwise, like I said, I'm happy to jump on another call.
Well, I appreciate it, you coming on the call, but nothing like too crazy right now. I think just like if like a daily process I could follow for like getting clients? Like, would you recommend just like going like all out on cold calling, or like try to mix in like cold calling with emailing, or just focus on one thing? Like, I don't like what would your opinion be on that?
Yeah, so I mean, when you're first starting, you really want to take like an omni-channel approach. So, and especially being a student, you're not going to be able to cold call from 9 to 5. You know, you're going to have classes, things like that. So what we did when we were working a 9 to 5 is we heavily leveraged email, DMs on LinkedIn and Facebook, and networking events when we weren't working, essentially. And we would only do cold calling when we had the day off, or it was like a holiday. Like, for instance, it was like New Year's Day. Half the businesses were open in the U.S., but and half the businesses were closed. But we cold called all day because we had the day off, and we got 3 clients.
Yeah.
2 of them stayed with us for over 2.5 years. We still have one currently going on 3 years. So, you know, all of these processes work. It's just which tool do you want to pick up and use? And you're going to have to tailor that just based around your life. Like, all these things work. It's just a matter of putting them into practice and doing them. You know, as you scale and grow, you might want to hire somebody else to be doing the cold calls for you, or just get the automated system going, like some of these lead generation processes we have in the course. So you're setting appointments, and then you're taking the call at a specific time. You're not necessarily just hitting them up out of the blue. But yeah, all these processes work. We took a completely hands-on, like all hands-on-deck approach when we started. So we did do a ton of cold calling. Now, just because my day is primarily consists of being on phone calls with clients, managing the relationships, managing our team, making sure that, you know, we're providing ROI, things are getting done that are supposed to. So I'm on the phone a lot, and it makes more sense for us as a business to get the leads set up ahead of time, and then I can jump on a prospecting call to pitch the deal, close it, things like that. But, you know, we're not sitting there cold calling from 9 to 5 like we used to. When we didn't have a business, and we didn't have anybody paying us any money, and we didn't have any responsibilities, that's all we did, you know, because we had the time. So, but 100%, I mean, it's really like an all hands on deck approach, and just fit it into your life the best way you can. So, you know, don't beat yourself up if, you know, one day you've got, you know, 2 classes and you've got a report due by the end of the day, and, you know, you can't be making calls all day. Maybe after you're done, you know, instead of watching an episode of Netflix or going hanging out with your buddies, like, pound out 50 DMs, and like, you'll be shocked. Like, even if you can fit it into the smallest windows, like one of our biggest retainers in our first year, we were getting like $1,000 a month client, $1,500 a month client. We started off even doing like 500 just to get some case studies. But we were blasting out emails on a Saturday night, and that following Monday we got a response from a client, and it ended up being like a $70,000 deal. And I think the retainer was like, I can't remember, somewhere between like 5K and 7K, but they basically went for the whole suite package. So it just goes to show that you can do it at odd times and still make something happen. You know, it's just about being in front of people and getting in front of them at the right place, the right time. And don't get discouraged if people say no to you. Like, the mentality that we always have is, if they're saying no, it's not a good fit, that's fine. You know, they're not right for me, and I want to go out and find people that are right for me. So there's going to be those business owners that you pick up the phone, you cold call, you send that DM to, that they were just literally talking about social media at a pub with one of their buddies who owns a business, and they're talking about how it's really helped them out, they're not doing it, and then lo and behold, boom, you call, it's perfect timing. And like, those are the people you want to be going after. So when you hit those people that tell you no, which inevitably they're going to, you basically just keep in the forefront of your mind, like, that person isn't right, I'm going to go out and find the person that is right. So
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's good. Really good insight. You know,
and if you
I
have
think like
any,
kind of working around right now would be the best to do.
yeah, and if you have any like hangups or anything, either from like a fulfillment side, sales side, operations, anything, literally hit us up. You can post it in the group, or you have my information. You can message me directly, and I'd be happy to jump on another one of these calls too, just because I know that I'm kind of cutting you short here because we got to go
No,
live
no
in the
worries.
group.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Let's talk soon, okay?
All right. See you.
All right, see ya. Cool. So that went pretty well. I wanted to spend a little bit more time with him to dive in a bit deeper, so I'll probably schedule another call. But he's got a really strong background. I think the military, it prepares you immensely for a business, just being regimented, having discipline, doing things every single day, like small wins to get you to that goal, teamwork, just the mental fortitude that comes with owning your own business and having to be responsible for so many clients and so many lives, like the people you employ, the well-being of their family, my business partner, myself, like all these responsibilities and pressure that gets put on your shoulder. I think being in the Marines definitely prepares you to handle that pressure. So I'm excited to have him part of the community. I think he's going to be extremely successful. And if you guys like this video, found any value, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Would love to have you a part of this community. And of course, if you want to be a part of the inner circle, we're running some deals on it right now. Just go to thesmmablueprint.com and we'll see you on the inside. Set up a phone call like this, get started, and start seeing some success, and just share the knowledge. There's so much abundance out there. There's so many businesses out there. It's just impossible that just two guys building a biz can tackle all of them. So love to see it when you guys are successful and getting clients. It's amazing. So until next time, we'll see you in the next video.